Gentleman yields back. The gentleman from Illinois, Mr. Foster, is now recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Director Chopra. I was very encouraged to hear of my Republican colleagues' support for the mission of your thing, that they agree with, roughly 80% of Americans that you're doing something useful here, and I find that especially reassuring in light of the fact that earlier this month, the Republicans voted 140 to 78 to completely defund the CFPB. So I'll just leave that there. However, we've also heard a lot about the number of hours of have to be spent on compliance as a real cost here. Do you also track the number of hours that consumers lose, for example, through ID fraud, when they have to spend all afternoon on hold as replacing all their credit cards?
It can be very hard, but we know there's been some reports that show the enormous amount of cost to consumers, not even counting their time of dealing with identity theft, credit reporting errors, going back and forth about inaccuracies. It's an enormous amount of time.
That's right, but quantifying it in the number of hours. If you could make an attempt to quantify the number of consumer hours that are sort of on the other side of the scale here, that would.
We do know that there are millions of disputes filed on credit reporting related issues, which does involve a multi-step
Right. And so
process.
you multiply that by the average time the consumer wastes with a mistake on their credit file, and that's an interesting, we have to balance everything, and that's an important weight to put on the other side. I've been really encouraged to see that you've raised the alarm over AI and where that's taking the whole thing. The leading edge of this is probably AI-enabled deepfake impersonations, which is going to have to result in our really raising the bar on secure digital identity and proving you are who you say you are. Where do you see that going?
Well, let me just say that I really strongly support any efforts you all can make when it comes to getting better digital identity verification. The amount that we would save businesses and consumers in fraud would be enormous. I don't know how to do it necessarily, but using just a publicly available information about someone to authenticate, and when we add in generative AI, we do have firms that allow you to authenticate into their system with your voice. You as public officials, it is becoming very easy to clone all of your voices, because once it's in public domain, there's a data set to be able to duplicate it. So we got to make sure that we're not opening up even more fraud with some of this.
Yeah. So in your conversations with other countries that have been sort of looked at skeptically at this hearing, have a look at how they're dealing with it, because some countries are doing a much better job, frankly, of a secure, safe, privacy-preserving digital identity. And they did not, for example, have hundreds of billions of dollars of COVID identity fraud, for COVID benefit identity fraud, and it's a real decrease in the amount of what the fraudsters can get away with to have a secure digital ID. So,
and a stronger digital authentication layer would have so many benefits, including other obligations that banks have. It could reduce their cost on anti-money laundering detection and really overall in our commercial economy.
Yeah, McKinsey has estimated, I think, between 2 and 3% GDP loss from not having a high-quality digital identity. And so other countries are doing a better job, and so I think that's an area where you should pay attention to what other countries. All right, now there are other aspects of artificial intelligence that are going to be huge. During the last years, when I was chairing the AI task force that we'd set up in this committee, we were wrestling with sort of bias type problems that happen when you just take a credit history and you put it into a neural net that's incomprehensible and out comes an answer. We're now going to be facing really even more complex ones where the next generation of AIs learn from their experience.
Yes.
And so it's like a child. You raise your child perfectly, you make sure it's behaving properly, then you send it off into the world with no guarantee that it won't come in contact with things that make it become evil. So how do you view the increased sort of surveillance you're going to need on AI after it's been released in the wild?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of questions you all have to answer. We have taken the view that it is important that existing law not be sidestepped on this, Because at the end of the day, if there is generative AI making representations, communicating with consumers, that has to be truthful. When it comes to all sorts of uses, the existing law still applies, but there's a lot we have to do on this.
Yeah, when you figure it out, please let me know.
Yeah.
Yield back.